This is your daily market recap for Monday, August 21st, 2023. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your daily market review for Monday, August 21st, 2023. Hopefully you checked out the weekend recap. Hopefully you've been paying attention. We talked about the down move, would be followed by some up move, the counterbalance, the quick down. Not surprised going into the NVDA earnings, potentially Jackson Hole meeting, that they're going to try to do what? Slap the bears, get the bulls back excited, get everybody thinking everything is A-okay. We all know it's not, but that's not the problem. The market doesn't move in straight lines. Hopefully you're aware of that. You've been paying attention. You're not new to this channel. You know all of this stuff. So if you are new to the channel, check out the Discord room. Link is in the description below. Please reach out if you need any help. I appreciate all the love, support, and the generous donations. Really appreciate those because, again, the student's ready to teach your peers. Education's free. If you want to chip off a beer, a dinner, whatever you feel comfortable with, I really appreciate it because, again, it's not necessary. I'm going to do this whether people ask or not. Twitter. Follow us again on Twitter, posting our insights, what we think is going to happen. Come on, update. Yeah, a lot of things going on. I mean, in my mind, just be aware. Again, we talked about all the charts over the weekend. Good place to start. YouTube, always a good place to hang out. Back to basics, real estate videos, all sorts of fun stuff. All those back to basics videos are also on my website, thetradingagent.com. Real estate, market reviews, back to basics. The back to basic page goes sequentially from beginner to more advanced. And also too, hit up the markets account. I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you, 5.3% is solid, safe. Get under that FDIC insurance minimum or maximum or whatever it is. So be careful. All right, let's just refresh this because at one point it was 89 this weekend, probably somewhere back in the, 86, 87, doesn't matter. Bitcoin, as we talked about, broke the trend line, but keep an eye on the 25,000. So far, so good. Holding oil. We talked about it retesting up into the 82s, posted in the Discord room. Thought it might be a little weak. Looks a little weak to me. Keep an eye on it. Nat gas, nothing. Again, if you want to argue about nat gas, you can talk to a wall and you'll never get an answer. Dollar, talked about hitting the upper range bound. Probably going to get a little tired up here. Hence why the market could rally. Bonds now getting interesting. Getting down another gap. A gap filling a gap. I would keep an eye on it. Now again, could rates go much higher? Again, define your risk. Set your stops. Be smart. If you have any questions, again, please reach out. I mean, again, I think this is probably bottoming, but I could be wrong. VIX, we talked about it hitting the 200-day, backing off. Not surprised. Probably the 20-day. I mean, again, just write all this stuff down in your mind. Like what could hit? VIX 20-day? That would make sense. You know, a little back filler. VIVIX, we talked about, tried to break out. Couldn't. Right? Backing off. It's at the 20-day. SPY, we talked about it. Follow through tomorrow, meaning today. Had some wick in the morning. Again, 20-day, we've talked about this 1,000 times. Like the market, after it pulls back, the 20-day curling down is a good place. Now, again, watch the previous videos if you want to trust it, but I wouldn't be surprised. Right? That's one of the things that you just, again, and it could hit it and it could route and it could, I don't know, it could get smushed, right? It just could get smushed. QQQ, talked about again, breaking below, back testing, 20-day, 50-day. Just keep an eye on all of this stuff. It's not rocket science. IWM, again, lagging. We talked about it, oversold, rallied nicely on Friday, so we thought we might get some continuation. Maybe it gets, again, maybe leadership rotates. DIA, same kind of thing, hitting the support, holding. Gold, we talked about it hitting the 200-day, probably, a little oversold. Not surprised. I mean, it's been down, it seems like every day for every day. Silver, nice rally. Why? Again, I'm not paying too much attention to it, but nice little gap up. Hits the 200-day. Again, I still think it's going to go lower in time, but it's going to chop around. GDX, talked about the miners lead being oversold, back at lows. Are you surprised they bounced a little bit? I don't know. I mean, they're at range lows. Could they? Do you want to play them? That is your choice. I'd rather just leave them alone. GDXJ, same kind of thing. Breaks lows, maybe comes back to the 20-day. All simple, stupid stuff, right? AG, dead. Going nowhere fast. AEM, chop, 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 makes new lows. Again, all these things get so oversold. Don't be surprised when they bounce and chop around. Newmont, this is another one. Why we don't trust miners. Look how shit-talky it looks. It just looks so bad, y'all. So bad. PAAS, as we talked about, again, these names are probably due to bounce. They're in no man's land. If you really want to trade them, go right ahead. Taiwan Semi, Friday's recap said watch the 200-day. Nice continuation. 20-day, 100-day, 94, 95. Micron, man, this thing is just a piece of crap. But it is what it is. Fill some gaps, backfills, I don't know, 20-day, 150-day. Your choice. AMD, now this one we talked about. Holding the mid 100s. Look at it. Maybe it just needs to trap over the 50 days. It's been doing. NVIDIA, I mean, you got to give it credit. Impressive move. Right back at the highs. A gap, 1.618. Maybe it hits 500. Keep an eye on it. Intel holding up at the 100. Not surprised. Again, all the SMH, all the stuff looks like it could hold up. Right? NVIDIA leading up, nice little gap up, 20, 50 day. I wouldn't be surprised if we retest 155 as well. Like, put that in your mind. SMH 155, which is what? Old range highs? I don't know. It's just the 152. I mean, I'm taking notes as we speak. Adobe, chop, 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 chop. Over in the 50 day, pretty simple. Apple finally rallied. It dropped in the AM and it came back. Again, we've said, don't be surprised. It gets up into 180, maybe the 20-day. Amazon, talked about this one holding the 50-day. Due to bounce, I would watch the 136, maybe even 140. Who knows? CRM, that's why we talked about hedging some shorts. Breaks below, rallying back. Okay. Google, we talked about this one lagging since it's been holding up. Stayed under the 20-day. I like it. Meta, this one got slapped around, so I'm not surprised it's bouncing back. Maybe 300 area. Mr. Softy, this one's been slapped around, rallying back a little more, maybe the 20-day, maybe the 50-day. I mean, we'll see. I mean, come on, give it to me. Okay, it just doesn't want to go. There we go. I wouldn't be surprised. Again, all these rallies, they're temporary. Again, they're counter trend bounces. NDAQ, again, trends don't go in one direction. I mean, watch the 100-day. I'd love to see that trend line. I mean, this one just not even really watching, but it just sucks. And MicroStrategy, now again, if Bitcoin's taking a little siesta here, maybe fill some gaps. All these names have potential to pop. Netflix, right? I mean, all these. I mean, just nothing to go down in a straight line, guys. Roblox. Man, this thing has gone down a straight line. I would put this one on the watch list for a bounce. I might even play that. I think you can get 2 or 3 points out of it. That looks pretty juicy in my opinion. It's been beaten pretty quick. Tesla, we talked about the trend line. Look at it, and now you gap up. I mean, 20-day, 240s. You called it. I'm telling you guys, saw this. X, again, tech, not surprised it's rallying. Holding up pretty well. It just seems to getting stuck at 32. I would just watch on it. Nucor, a whole lot of nothing, chopping around. Again, we'd like materials when the Feds pivot. Till then, it could be sloppy, choppy. Caterpillar, again, name that you would hope to pop to short, but it's got nothing. Now, maybe it rallies, I don't know, later this week. I don't know. I'd be watching 281 to 279. That's what I would keep my eye on. VALE, another global growth name. Chopping, nothing. Arrow, held up, what is it, the 100-day? Yeah, holding up. Not surprised. Again, I'd watch this 21 to, 21s. CCJ rallying again. Can't argue with this. Look at this upper trend line. Is it going to come into it? I mean, it's just to be a little channel. Now, again, you could argue that's kind of made up, and I'm not going to just discount that, but be aware. Is this a novice gap trap? Watch for the volume tomorrow. CF, we talked about the ag names. You take your profits. Breaking the trend line, bouncing back. Watch the 20-day. Mosaic, same kind of thing. Just chopping around. I don't trust these names at all. NTI, chopping under the 50-day. AA, Aaron, another global growth name. Man, this thing is just so pounded. I just don't know how much room it has the upside. XLF stuck sideways. We talked about this one being like, you know, the market rallies, this thing can kind of just chop around. JP Morgan, okay. Chopping around. Man, if it gets a 152, give me a shot. Morgan Stanley, this thing can't get off the ground, but it is just churning. Not churning, but like you got wicks on each side. It's tough. I mean, this thing's a dog, and that's why dogs go to heaven. It's getting shorted. Goldman coming down close to the trend line. I'd be watching that. Carey, another, you know, we talked about these names like Kapow, Kelly Kapowski. I mean, maybe it holds this 50-day in this lower end of the bounce. I mean, that all makes sense to me. XBI, this thing's gotten pounded. Not surprised. Again, remember, some of these laggards might rally, and some of the things holding up really well might not move very far. Keep that in mind. Solar, good old tan. Now we're at some range lows. But if oil folds, I don't know. This stuff could absolutely get beaten. Keep an eye on ENPH. Again, a lot of these names are just look like crap, but if they're going lower, great. If they're not, look for shorting opportunities. Sedge, this is getting really tight down here. The volume isn't, I don't know. It just looks like a digestive thing. If you were shorted, probably not much to do. First, Solar breaks below, chopping around. I mean, this one's tough because it goes from 213 down to 176 and change. If you're short it, expect a bounce. If it doesn't, even better. HYG, again, can't get over the highs, looks kind of stuck. Just breaks. I mean, I don't know how many trends you want to draw. It's just, to me, a matter of time before corporate debt gets slapped around. Oil, talked about it. Again, finding some weakness in time. Holding the 20-day, but gap and flop. UNG, whole lot of nothing. Whole lot of nothing. Leave it alone. XOP, again, I like these names up here short on the pops, right? Look where it hit 148 and change again. 149.90. Pretty close. Pretty close. I mean, if you want to take a snap at drip, that might be the play. I mean, drip is now at $10. 10, it went up to, man, it just doesn't get much juice on the XOP. Just trying to see like how it's going to act. XOP dropped from 150 down to 15 points, and then it went up 50 cents. This thing needs a reverse split, sadly. We'll see. Good old Exxon Mobil can't get over 110 and close. I mean, it's interesting. Maybe it'll feel like gap, but I don't trust it. Occidental, Buffett's like, time to sell some calls. Is it time? We'll see. Keep an eye on the 65, 66 area. PXD, I mean, it seems to be getting chopping around up here around some fibs. Keep an eye on it. EQT, this one rallied back today. I'm surprised. Or sorry, it's rallying back. Man, we're into the next zone of resistance. Can we break over it? That would be interesting. Last but not least, Flex LNG. Flex on them. Chopping. I got really nothing on this one other than wait for it to pull back. You gotta love it. All right, so what is the preparation for the rest of the week? I'm anticipating it's probably up in the morning, maybe some chop, a little down, then higher, maybe into NVIDIA earnings. Either way, if you hedged, feel free to take some off. You don't have to do all or nothing trading. If you're thinking the market can go back to the 20-day, which is always possible, maybe it's next week. You don't know. Maybe it's Labor Day. Maybe it's going to be choppy. Either way, I don't know if it's going to absolutely implode. Unless NVIDIA implodes, but NVIDIA might be one of those trades where it pops, chops, and then holds up for the end of the month. That's always possible. Last day of September. Labor Day next week? No, it's not, right? No, that's next. Yeah, I think it's the 4th, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, it is. Okay, so that's how I would look at it. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if it does. Again, it doesn't necessarily mean the market has to rally a ton, but it could get waterlogged, just like stocks get stuck. So if you have any questions, please reach out. Again, this market's going to be a little choppy, sloppy, in my opinion. If you have any questions about the market, just reach out. Appreciate all the love, support, the generous donations. And also, if you're looking at real estate, I'm telling you, rates in the market are slow, or rates are causing the market to slow. And if you're looking at real estate, be prepared, be mentally prepared, get involved so that when it's time, you know what you can afford. Can you afford at 7%, 6%, 5%, 4%? You don't know. What are the rents? Like, you need to talk to a great agent and get your things sorted out mentally, financially, and just be ready to hop on opportunities. That's what happens in bear markets. So I will talk to you guys and gals tomorrow. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.